we need to take that interest in saying, boy, that sounds like a lot of fun, let's do it, and critically examine whether we have the community support, commitment, and resources to pull off a quality expedition for 10 days down the Kalamazoo River this summer. Invite the public along, and we'd make a concerted effort to get decision makers in a canoe with somebody that knows the resource, knows some of the issues, and knows how to paddle. And so those would be part of the core canoes as well. And so the group said, well, let's do it. You know, we think we can pull off a fairly successful thing, even though we've got like 6-7 months is all to do it. And so they agreed that the concept basically would be to have that daily trip, but it would be done on Fridays, subsequent Fridays and Saturdays. So you have 2-day blocks throughout the summer for whatever it took to do the entire mainstream.
Why are we doing this? Because the Kalamazoo River is awesome, I think, and what we're trying to do is get people back to the Kalamazoo River. It's an excellent resource. I think that it's not utilized as much as it should be, and also to promote stewardship. We want to promote a healthy water quality in our county, Calhoun County, and so this is kind of an educational thing and kind of an appreciation thing to celebrate what we have here. It's awesome.
That is water that passes untreated. There's no treatment whatsoever when it rains. When it goes down the driveway, down the storm drain, right out to the river, right out to the lake, or right out to a stormwater reach.
It's non-point source. It's somebody without a pipe. Well, the reason all us wastewater treatment plants got very interested in this Tyndall is because we were very hesitant about seeing a lower limit being put on our phosphorus discharges.
All the critters you see, especially reptiles, amphibians, and any birds you see with babies out there, and I will take that information and pass it along. And we're also compiling a master list. The person who gives me the card with the most most true, don't put out alligator and stuff like that. But yesterday somebody gave me 2 index cards. They had about 60 different critters they saw out here, and I'll give you passes to the zoo to come and see us. So
studies have shown that like 30 feet of forest in an agricultural area along the streams, will intercept half of the nitrogen, things like that.
Wow.
And whatever EPA decides in their proposed plan, they're going to come out with that this fall. There'll be a chance for public comment. We want everybody to show up and make comments. Our proposal is very basic. We want the contamination above the dams and the former impoundments completely removed. We want the dams taken out so we can have this free-flowing river, this great resource between Plainwell and Kalamazoo downstream to Allegheny.
Key birds to be looking for: prothonotary warbler, a bright yellow bird, much bigger than a goldfinch, nest in woodpecker holes, abandoned woodpecker holes out over the river. Be looking for the herons, the small green heron and the large great blue heron. Swallows that will be feeding on insects over the river.
There's a tremendous effort around the state of Michigan to make all of us more aware of our water, and it's important to us. And Governor Granholm has certainly placed an emphasis on land use planning, urban sprawl, water quality. And she was in Kalamazoo yesterday, by the way, and not on this topic, but on other topics. She's been here several times. And this tribute is just part of the recognition to all those people who have gone out of their way and given the extra effort to make sure that our water quality stays at least as good as it is. Hopefully it's going to get better and better.
Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to day 10 of Kanoe the Kazoo. My name is Doug Carter. I'm with Michigan State University Extension at Kellogg Biological Station. And want to put a plug in here that Kanoe the Kazoo, all 11 days, has been and will continue to be brought to you by the, and everybody get ready, I've been practicing this all the time. You have one of the longest names of any group I've ever been associated with, but it is the Lake Allegan Kalamazoo River Watershed Phosphorus Total Maximum Daily Load Implementation Committee. Yeah. And that's a group that's been going on for at least 4 to 5 years. It's all citizen-driven. A lot of the leadership has come from industry and municipal wastewater treatment plant operators that have been pumping phosphorus into the Kalamazoo River watershed for years and years, but with the recognition that all the rest of us that live, work, and play in the watershed also are pumping phosphorus in there. And so what we're trying to do is we're getting all of us together, everybody from farmers to ag producers to industry representatives, environmental groups, local communities, general citizenry, to say what can we do, what behaviors can we change to improve the amount of phosphorus that goes into the system. Why do we want to do that? Phosphorus is a natural element, right? Actually it is. It's the 11th most common element in the world. But like any good thing, too much of it and intense concentrations of it are going to cause a problem. And that's what we've got right up there in Lake Allegan. Immediately upstream of us across the road is Lake Allegan, which is a beautiful 1,600 acre impoundment of the Kalamazoo River that is dying because of excess phosphorus. Phosphorus creates excessive weed growth, and algae is very, very intense oxygen depleter. So the more algae you have in a lake like Lake Allegan, the less oxygen you have. The less oxygen you have, the less critters you have, the less the water quality is, the more carp, the less bass, bluegill, and everything else. So we need to reduce the phosphorus in the lake system, and we do that by changing our behavior all the way upstream to Homer and Bellevue and places way up there and all the way down. So Kanoe the Kazoo is basically a celebration of how the river is coming back, recognition that there are still problems, and a recognition that all of us have to buy into phosphorus reduction. And we'll send you home with some literature tonight that explains what you as an individual citizen might be able to do with phosphorus reduction and some other environmental concerns and problems in the watershed.
You hear the birds chirping the whole way down, and yeah, it's really nice. A good way to spend a Saturday.
So relaxing.
Now, and I started kayaking Lake Michigan, and everybody ought to do this.
Because?
Because it's absolutely wonderful. It's good for the soul. You get to see all different types of wildlife, birds, fish.
Number 1 Kazoo River. I've had my maximum daily load.
Last year's hugely successful 11-day canoe trip down the Kalamazoo River introduced hundreds of citizens and dozens of key decision makers to the beauty of the river and the recreational and economic opportunities it presents.